Top of the morning to you, or top of the evening, or top of the ETF2L to you. It is a top day for some essentials.tf. I'm the top man, Turbo Towers. Joining with me is top man, Beta. Beta, how are we doing, Beta?
Oh, I'm doing, I can't think of something with top, but that was a top tier intro. Thank you very much, Turbo Towers.
He's got it. He's got it. We've also got our top producer on the case. Samus is going to be pressing all the buttons because the internet is not looking too top for JMax, sadly. So we've managed to sub her in. We got two top teams for you tonight, Beta, and where I'm going with this theme is because this isn't the Prem season. No. This is the season 52 Summers 2026 top division. This is a amalgamation of Prem and Div 1 and all the other sorts of teams we could cram in here in a 10-team extravaganza, Beta. It's all quite new and shocking. I know it's going to be a lot, but we're going to walk you through it as, basically it's going to be an 8-team playoff that they're aiming for with all these 10 teams. Only 2 teams are going to get knocked out. And then if you make in the top half, a little bit later down the line, you will be kind of considered Prem and then kind of decided amongst this all those players and teams who is the top of that Prem, whilst anyone on the bottom echelon of that top 8 is going to be kind of considered Div 1, and then they'll have their own little playoff. Any questions, Beta?
Yeah, I'm a little scared, but I hope as the season kind of trudges along, we're going to get a little more secure and safe feeling, and we're actually going to get a bunch of really good games out of it. I kind of like this season, the way it's set up. I think the ETF2L admin did a good job of making the best of a pretty weird situation where we didn't quite have enough good Prem teams, or even people willing to play Prem. And so we get this weird top division amalgamation, and I think it's going to result in a lot of really good games where basically everyone can beat everyone except maybe the very top team. So it's going to be a bit top heavy, but everyone else in all the other matches should be very close. And like already we've had one result that kind of surprised me. We had 2 teams tie against each other. Garda Panteri beat or tie.
Expose me was the other team.
Yeah, that's the one, right? And well, I kind of figured Garda would probably be slightly better, but they took 1 map each. So who knows? Who knows? And I think the entire season is going to be like that, where like who knows what's actually gonna happen. It's going to be very fun the entire week, or the entire season, just to tune in and see who's actually doing well that week. But we actually have 2 pretty good teams here. I feel like these are kind of mid-tier in the table, if I had to guess. And again, I'm really bad at guessing it. And if you want to take advantage of it, you can go do that at fantasytf2.spot.
Nice.
Make a roster. But we're actually live, Turbo Tab.
Oh my god, we're live. Yes, if you're just joining us, surprise, it is the Compound versus CUBISM. It's all your familiar friends and faces shown on this first map of Bagel. I'm Turbo Tabs. I'm joined with Beta and Samus. And already it's a round restart debated. Please write it in the chat, it's required, as we're going to get a little restart and then we will actually be underway here, Beta. So maybe you can do an actual intro after all.
Well, why an intro when we can do a roster rundown? We haven't done that at all. We have Ski on Medic, and then we have Cool on Demo Man, Def and Lupus on Soldier. We have Likey and Smithshot on Scouts. And then on our red team, it's going to be Storm and Pijaka on Scouts. It's going to be Peter, DC, and Feasty on Soldier. And then we have Soki on Demo Man. He's playing on Exposed.
Soki? Excuse me? What? Where's Sneaky? Huh? Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be Sneaky on Demo Man, but okay, alright, fine, I'll accept Soki.
Yeah, they found whoever had like the most similar name at a top division, and they just picked him, assumed he'd do well, and I kind of like it. And then finally we have Faust on Medic. So I think that's what's happening here. They were talking a bit about mercs and stuff. We were a bit confused, but I think that's what happened here is that Soki was probably just in the server the entire time and we didn't notice because his name looks so much like Sneaky.
Yeah, I think there is a phenomenon or something like that where you, if you rearrange the letters within a word in the middle, a lot of eyes will just glance past it and just kind of auto-complete it in your mind. But psychology aside, Peter, let's get into the psychology of these players and teams. It is week one, so it is a kind of scary time for a lot of teams. A lot of teams where they don't really have their power level set, and also they're maybe a bit sheepish in the rust department of TF2. Like, do you take major breaks between seasons at all, or do you manage to still keep up with the TF2 if you're playing?
I take breaks whenever I feel like it. Basically, there's usually like a period of a month or two every year where I'm just sick of TF2 and I just don't pay attention to it, and then I'm just right back. So maybe these guys do something similar, and a lot of people are doing that. Summer's a good time to just be outside instead. But I don't know how other people deal with it. I think a lot of people just can't live without TF2, right? Like AMS is back. He told me face to face that he was just done for sure this time, and I was like, "No, you're not." And he's back. So.
Yes, it seems to be the gift that keeps on giving, TF2. So, what are these sort of week one tribulations that a lot of teams kind of going? Is it just about rust, or is there other sort of things that kind of sneak up on these teams?
I think a lot of these teams have not been playing that actively. I was trying to look at some logs early on, and I couldn't really find any logs from the compound. I was kind of feeling like the compound is the more set team. I've seen that roster together more a longer time ago, but I couldn't find that many recent ones. I didn't look very long, but it didn't look very promising just from looking at logs. I couldn't barely find any PZWs. So maybe they're rusty. Maybe they don't need to do it. Maybe I just missed it. I don't know. Whereas I did find the CUBISM playing against the AMS team and like losing 3-1, 2-1, that kind of stuff. So maybe that means something. I'm not sure. And that's kind of the fun part of it. Week one, who knows what to expect? And I don't even know if these teams know what to expect. If they haven't played much, they probably don't even know where they're sitting at.
Fair. So, obviously, there's been a very shuffly time here in EU land, and we seem to be landed on really a hot podge of just old names, but also new names as well. Is there anybody that you've caught a whiff of, or maybe even someone from the rosters tonight that you have a good feeling about, Peter?
A good feeling about. I'm gonna go with Storm. I don't know. That just seemed. I think it's gonna be Storm's year or something. It's just the first person I was like, yeah, that's a solid scout that I've seen around for a while. I think he's gonna be good. And but I mean, on these teams, there are like a bunch of players that I recognize, and then there's like a few that I have much less experience with. Like I know Peter DC is a pretty good soldier, but like maybe Def is good. I actually just don't know much about Def, so he could be good, could be bad. I have no idea, and I can't wait to find out.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think what's also cool and neat about the 10-team season is there's a lot of opportunity and reward from making upsets. You know, you find yourself, you'll be climbing up that table pretty quickly if you can just kind of sucker punch some of the, maybe even a top team that was kind of set for a preliminary prem. And do you think that's really possible with these sort of lower teams that we're kind of glancing at tonight? Or do you think that those top dogs are most certainly going to be stuck at the top?
I think there are like at least two top dogs that are definitely just going to be perma stuck at the top, winning everything against against each other. But the other two teams, they could lose. I like the AMS team could lose. Gremlins could lose. I'm trying to remember the Mac kick minion.
The plucky. What was it? The plucky lookers.
Yeah, they changed name a bunch, so that's why I'm confused with all the names. But yeah, like those guys are beatable. I don't think they're gonna miss out on the Prem playoffs, but it would be really funny if they did.
Seems these teams are really enamored with all of our little off-topic TF2 topics. So I'll keep it going here, Beta, just to entertain our players while they waste more time. Oh no, that's a sign. Well and said out loud.
Oh, he was about to talk. You can't have him
Yes.
yabbing, man. Let's start.
All right, if you are just joining us, we're going for realsies this time. This is the Compound versus Cubism. It's week 1 of their game. It's our first map of Bagel. I'm Tabs. I'm joined with Beta and Samus on production. Beta, what do you spy with your little eye?
Lupus is very aggressively in here onto Peter DC. Smithshot is in here as well. He just walks across mid, and they're going to be flanking now. Demoman's actually going to jump in. Soki is just in the sky trying to make a play here, but it's just way too aggressive. Everyone's shut down. Single scout on point, going to get dealt with. A soldier might be able to limp back to spawn, but very aggressive just play out of Lupus there and Smithshot on the flank, and it worked out beautifully.
Yes, well done to the flank team. Not only causing a lot of damage, but also causing a lot of distraction. It opened up things for Cull to kind of cull poor Faust at the start of that mid.
Uber has been forced out here. Soldiers are definitely going to die, and actually 3 others, but crucially, Faust is all the way back in spawn. Everyone died. There's a scout still kind of in. Actually, is going to make it back. The Pijaka will save his KD here, but now the Ubers are out of the way, and actually it's going to be a Faust advantage. They can actually push out here relatively easily, and Smithshot's going to go for a play, not really finding anything. And now here comes the big bomb in here as they're going to try to bust their way through the door.
Yes, we're not really paying attention to every single door, however, as the flank team kind of gets in completely unscathed and un-eyeballed, and oh my god, a Cole tries to jump in, doesn't quite manage to make any impact, but Faust will be challenged briefly by Lupus, but surfs away, and this is what they needed. It was looking, any sort of first 20-30 seconds of Bagel Beta can be very demoralizing. It can feel like the game is lost in your mind when you feel like you just lost foothold of the first round and kind of showed that you haven't really got that starting gun energy in your team.
Yeah, I think they've picked out, they just wanted to go for this Uber exchange here, try to get them to force to flash as many players as possible, and actually Def is out very aggressively here, got so much space. Lupus is behind lines as well. It's causing everyone to just retreat and look backwards, and that's going to just allow Smithshot and his team to move forward, get this point captured, and there we go. The flankers have been dealt with, but the point also did get capped.
Yes, they just need to keep blocking this point. It is a map of 1,000 cuts here. They need to just get as much sort of seconds and times from this mid capture as possible. And with Lakey blocking the point and putting out some nice damage, it is doing some wondrous works for the objective timer. Pajak is going to go take it out as well. So they're losing more scout presence on that mid point. And they still can't seem to just deal with this Demoman, who seems to be the major blocking force. And they lose Peter DC, who's trying to bash Cull off the point, but they do reclaim the point back over on the compound.
It's a delicate dance of trying to preserve your Uber. Faust is pretty weak. Soda's going to jump in, actually curves away from the medic, but Faust will eventually have to pop this. Exchange is going to come in here. Def goes down to Pijaka on the flank. And now, as Uber's faded, it actually looks so much better. But the blue team makes 7 for the air shot. Vici comes flying in. It was a bad looking situation, but excellent shot from him. Gonna salvage it. Point's not gonna change hands just yet, but Ski is gonna get a much better spawn here compared to what we would have had to deal with otherwise.
Level with me here, Beta. Does it feel like one game? Oh my god, I'm being interrupted by Pajak, who's going to actually get the kill onto Cull. And that's a big pick, actually. There's no time for points now, as we will claim the point back and even get a nice trap onto Def as well. And Lupus might be feeding himself to the wolves. Can he weasel his way out? He can, but Lakey might go down there. No, they managed to. So Peter DC coming out with a big bomb. 1, 2, 3, count him as he's going to make that enemy disappear.
That was just a nuclear detonation coming in there. What a flank coming out. And Smithshot, is he actually going to go spy here? Yep, he is just deep. He's in desperation mode. Times are only equal at this point, but a big Uber advantage now for Faust. Let's see if Smitcher can get into a good position and get the perfect declo to get this. I don't think anyone's seeing it, but there's actually a soldier.
He's got the stab. There we go. I held my breath, and he manages to leave me breathless, as he will get the stab over on the spy class. And what can they really do now? They've got heal advantage, they've got Uber advantage, they've got everything except maybe just a player advantage. They're losing a couple of players here and there. They need to keep on top of these 3 bombers at the same time. Ski goes down, drops the Uber that actually got out the crossbow instead of popping the Uber charge. It was free beta and they still lost it.
Yeah, Storm came in with a really good flank. Did so much work. And it's not a good time to be a medic, it seems. You just get focused really hard right now. Both teams have been very good at that. Cool's going to set up some sticky traps here. Just hold really far back, waiting for the rest of the team to get fully healed up before they contest this point properly. But you see Storm just slowly edging out the point, and here comes the aggression in from depth on the flank. Smitchup's going to go forward as well. Storm has been taken down, and on the flank as well, Peter DC is trying to win this fight. Looks like he's kind of doing it, but this is just absolute madness as Smithshot gets 2 kills, and it's just a stalemate. They just keep trading players for now.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked that the compound are kind of struggling with their coordination. Seems like they're a bit delayed. They will pop off Uber. They do have a little bit of an advantage compared to Ski, but don't really capitalize off it. And they've put so many players in that forward ground. It makes it pretty easy bombing targets for Lupus and company to come in and just rain fire against the compound. But when the dust settles, surprisingly, it's pretty close. And a couple of seconds left on the clock. They will get the capture off. Will they have a respawner in time? Only Soki could possibly get onto the point at this point. It's only there for mere seconds though, and yes, they just don't have enough respawners in the tank, and it will actually go the round to CUBISM.
Yeah, this was a 0 to 0 seconds round, a very close round. You know, sometimes when it's 0 to 0 seconds, it doesn't feel that close. This felt pretty close. So overall, I don't know what I expected. I didn't quite know who was going to win here. I think maybe I slightly favored the compound, but they lose the first round here. And I said Storm was going to have a good game. He is doing awful. So the jinx is fully in, buddy. If you start playing well, I think it's going to be a lot more even.
It's fine, it's the first week, they're getting used to a lot of things here at the top season, and Lupus, he's challenging that flank again, but it actually comes out with a good start for the compound as they actually solid themselves a nice tidy mid.
Looked very clean there. No struggle whatsoever. They're going to try and get a bit of a forward hold here. Soki, he is in very deep trying to set up some aggressive traps and get some spam in. Usually the demo man is way farther back. So.
Yeah. I was just about to say, it's a very interesting mid hold, having the demo man hold close to the mid door and have still 2 soldiers on the left and only 1 scout watching the right who gets gobbled up by Lupus. You don't see it every day.
Yeah, I think it's because it didn't work out quite well. Big flank in here. Peter DC tries to get onto the medic and Cool. Does not get them, however. And Lupus now going to come in, try to follow up, but no, he gets warded back here. As eventually everyone is actually going to come back as Ski gets the kill onto Storm.
Oh my, was that a double crossbow kill?
Yeah, just medic counter scout. I think this is pretty elementary knowledge, right? I'm basing it on the last 30 seconds of gameplay.
I remember once upon a time, Beta, we used to be terrified of the medic when we're playing scouts because they had the needle gun, but now we kind of usually laugh in the face of a crossbow, but no, not against Ski, no.
Yeah, we also did play on like strictly tubular maps where you couldn't dodge anything, but big soldier bomb-ins come right now, and actually Smithshot's in so deep, nobody saw him coming. He immediately takes down a demo man. Faust, 99% barely gets to Uber. That is clutch. But did they lose too many players before he can pop that?
There's nobody to kind of heal. He's searching around. He's scanning the area and he's wondering where the hell is everybody? They're behind you. Quick little hint here, Faust. And Beta, finally I can get my point out that I tried to make about 10, 20 minutes ago. Does it feel like there's a lot happening in this game? Everyone's just in a different corner of the map at all times. I feel like I've opened 4 Twitch streams rather than just the one.
You definitely have a point. Both teams have been very good at sending soldiers behind and getting good soldier aggression in. As you can see right now, they are just in. They're deep. Not really much of a follow-up here, though. that kind of seemed like a bit of a sack move coming up here as the scouts hit on the other side. So not the best example there, but in general, soldiers have been really good at getting behind. And you can kind of, on the flip side, say that both teams have been bad at preventing the other team from doing that. There's definitely an art to it. It's about how aggressive you are and how much you respond to things, or how much you just ignore them and focus elsewhere. It's not an easy dance to pull off here. Soldier's going to jump in through the left side. It's in the skybox, will not get air shot, but he will get picked off. No problem. Both teams have an Uber. Like, he goes in very aggressively in lobby. I think he was looking for the Uber switch on as well. On the flank, will get taken down. He's just going to end up being a free pick here as the Uber exchange comes out. As eventually Faust's going to run out of Uber slightly early, but the soldiers come in here. Point is going to change hands almost certainly, but no, never mind. They're going to just barely manage to contest this. But it is one man down with switch on, missing.
Yeah, I think the only thing I really liked about that was the decision to have the Uber charge just break the line and go into to the blob of CUBISM, but there's nothing really following up from that. No set plays past the Uber. It seems to be just a hodgepodge of, like, I hope we got our fragging hats on and we can just find some of these frags in just random places. And Smith shot going behind, actually taking the shot to Storm, kind of keeping him down in the depths of that scoreboard.
Pretty sure Smith shot is just like he bought a house behind lines or something. He's just always there at all times. Like, he's going to go for the flank as well. He's kind of alone. It's just a one-person drip, one at a time. Cool's going to be the last person up, and he's going to go down. So a very messy series of event here is going to eventually end up with. They're actually going to change it up and not cap it out. Just wait for Soki to come back before they cap it here. Doesn't matter. Time's on 0 anyway. So they just need one good time here, and they can get a 2-round advantage here. But yeah, sometimes we see these Bagel games where no team does anything right.
What on earth? Cole just came charging through. Yeah, and he actually gets the kill against Soki, and maybe takes a bit of aggression out and aggro from all that little infighting. And they do get the kill.
He's on crits.
He is on the crits as well, and with Faust out of the measure, the direct counter for this crits has been taken out of the game.
Arguably, Uber would have been better here, but hey, you take crits. It's a usable thing. Here we go.
They're going to cap the point just about without needing the crits. They get maybe one critical out, but I guess it's there for the fireworks, as we'll get a second round on the board for CUBISM, and it's looking good during their little map pick, Peter.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like they thrive on these very chaotic game states. As I said, I very often see on Bagel both teams just kind of sit back, do nothing, and then at some point they make a play in house or something, right? Like after they get bored after a minute or two. That's not what we've seen so far.
Oh, God,
no. Just jump in. And actually Lupus and Smith Shot have just been like overpowering the flank, or at the very least trying to do that. Lupus going to go in again. And Soldier's waiting for him, but Smith comes in on the flank as well. But no, Feasting, they're kind of ready for them here. It worked once, but maybe that's all the shots they get.
Yes, Lupus kind of going more aggressive on the health pack rather than going aggressive on the enemy. I think that wasn't such a bad idea if you kind of stagger your opposing buddy scout away during plays like that, but Schmidtstock was under the impression that Lupus was going to go in and do some damage. So when he goes in, he's met with 200-300 HP soldiers. He's probably wondering, what the hell, Lupus?
That's not true. He did like 50s to one of the soldiers almost. But yeah, not what he was expecting. Sort of Scout Uber just comes out here. Definitely a better Uber out of Faust. And they're trying to see if they can catch him ski maybe. No, they're just going to go for the Scout instead. He is too slippery.
Yeah, Feasty was like, take me instead, not my Peter, and Soki gets picked off over on point, and God, they're just feeding in kills. Where's the coordination? What's the game plan here?
Game plan is kill. Faust's gonna have to get back to spawn. Either way, he will make it out. That's the one good thing. I think Faust has done a pretty good job of just staying alive for his team overall. In the very beginning, both medics kept dying, but I feel like that has stabilized quite a bit here. They're going to try and forward bust here. Both soldiers are waiting for them. Pretty good spam coming out here. Let's see if the follow-up can do anything. And yeah, soldiers caught in. No way he survives. There we go. Lupus gets another kill as well. These forward busts have been very spectacular, but not always successful.
Oh yeah, spectacular for the defending team. This is some of the easiest sort of forward holes I think I've had the pleasure to watch.
Oh,
who enters doorways with a non-buff scout or something like that? They just get gobbled up here.
Yeah, Faust got gobbled up by Lupus as well, and Ski gets jumped by Feast. He has to pop there. Didn't quite know the second rocket was on his way. So one medic dies, the other medic gets popped. So we're actually in a pretty even spot here, all things considered. It's basically an Uber exchange happened, except no Ubers were exchanged.
Peter, there's a corner goblin. One of those corner goblins that you were talking about. He's going on for the demo. He's come out of his little corner and he's managed to get a demo man pick. I mean, it's not the worst trade in the world. They can maybe make a good push of this now with the superior spam, but nobody is watching the flank. And Schmidtsock comes in, gets the kill onto Soki, and it's just now a plain trade for these two teams.
I think we should call it a corner cretin, because there's also a ground goblin. That's a person that never
I'm sorry,
jumps.
I'm getting my hierarchy incorrect. My apologies. And well, Pajaka is back in it. Is he all goblin or is he all cretin? As he will manage to keep himself alive and hopes alive for this round. He's just keep playing that point. But Lakey is playing just as much the point as well. We'll go for the solo YOLO Uber to kind of do the exchanges out of the equation. Storm will see if he can cap the point right in front of the eyes of CUBISM, but they're not going to let this go lying down, and he is now lying into the ground. They have nothing left in the tank. Why are they giving up the point though? They just kind of, Asoki's like, don't mind if I do, and he even gets a nice pipe kill to boot. I think the Merc is the best player for the compound so far.
Yeah, that was all just Peter DC taking so much attention. He hoovered up every single med kit behind lines, basically in the enemy house, and eventually they just decided to go back and deal with him. But as they did that, his team did a really good job of going forward. And I've actually noticed that the soldiers on red team, they tend to just jump through the center. There's no like all of this fancy playing on the flank.
Faust is dead. Yeah, I just wanted to update you. He's dead. He's dead. Nothing really spectacular. So jumped in, he came in, he died. But they do get the point though. Bonus.
Yeah. Good business email noted. He is down. Can it be saved though? Yes. Ski's gonna have to force it out as well. Peter DC jumps in, saves the day, and we're gonna have another forward hold. Let's see if it's a more standard version than one where Demo is just literally peeking in. And he didn't quite manage to get the stickies up in time, so we're going to have to retreat.
Yeah, the Feast getting a bit of an alley-oop there. Will manages to go down, but we'll get the pick off onto Lupus. Schmidt start having fun. I hear the sound of a fan coming out, so I guess we're kind of disrespecting things a little bit, or maybe just having a little bit of fun in these last remnants of the game. They're still in it though. 1 minute left. Overtime again. They cannot cap here, Peter, or this first map is cursing.
They just need to hold on here the entire minute, and they get a new lease on life. 2-1 is not unsurmountable here, but you can just see like he wants to take this Uber so badly. He's gonna go in here immediately, force the Uber to flash quite a bit, and then he just gets launched into space, but gets a kill right as he lands.
Pajaka was go for the kind of counter flank during all of that chaos, hoping to get a couple of kills. Only trades out, however, and the damage and the coordination is looking much better over on the side of the compound. They connect up, they hit the same target, and by God, they are holding on to this point just that little bit longer. But those respawners are going to be coming in thick and fast for CUBISM, and they're going to throw Schmidt-Sot onto the point. They need to keep blocking it. Thank goodness Soki is on the case, and it's going down to the sheer wire here. The first kill false. That's a devastating kill to lose. Pajaka's come back on heavy weapons. You're playing 6v6, my friend. We really could have done with you on Scout earlier. He gets blown up instantly, and PDC will DC from this map. It is 3 rounds, clean map pick for CUBISM, as they will start off well in our little official.
Yeah, it just seemed like they had much better fights than. I was kind of worried that maybe Lupus and Smith-Schaub were getting figured out. They were so aggressive trying to get behind, doing those flank plays, and it kind of seemed like Sneaky was just kind of onto them, right? Just positioning himself, waiting because he knew they were going to come out there. But at the end of the day, it just seems like the better team coordination was to be found on CUBISM. I keep forgetting. They just changed name.
Yes, they did just change name. I will kind of discount this for you. But yes, CUBISM, what positives do I have to say? I thought the flank plays were a bit bolder, a bit cooler, maybe a bit more annoying to deal with. A lot of behind plays in the first half of the game. And as for the compound, I feel like everyone's... I wouldn't be surprised if you told me they were in different mumbles, Beta.
So, sometimes you can definitely get that feeling. Oh my God, Storm went 6 and 15. I jinxed him so hard.
Poor boy.
That's so funny.
I think a Bagel on week 1 is pretty rough. If you got to keep in mind, these teams, I'm going to put a big asterisk and bail out every team here that's playing a nice little week 1 game. You're coming back, you're shedding off the rust, you just joined up a new team, you probably don't have a chance to play every single map. And if you play Bagel, you have nothing to really base things off. I think that is by far the easiest to look really bad at, because it's a very team-centric and like philosophy, job role kind of map. And well, darn it, I have to say that compound are looking a little lost on it.
Yeah. Well, good thing for them. We're going to Process, which is the most standard map. If you can't find your way on Process at this point, just get your eyes checked or check out. Okay. There's no way. If you're a competitive player, you play Process more waking hours than basically anything else you've done in your life. It is the standard map that everyone knows and loves. So I think either way, both teams are going to look better and more organized on this map. And also, COF maps tend to look much more chaotic than a 5CP map. But Bagel especially, it tends to look very chaotic.
Yes, and I think that particular map of Bagel, you know what, I might even say, I think that was maybe one of the most chaotic Bagels I've ever watched. I'm including my own games of Bagel, and we played on a team together where it was officials only, and good goodness was that chaotic.
Oh yeah, that was not pretty. If you don't know what you're doing, you're not doing much.
Yeah, or if you don't know what your other teammates are doing either. But there was just a lot happening. It felt like everybody always had something on their plate. I actually have a transcript of the comms for both teams there, and it was just this: go, 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 and go. So yeah, basically just going all the time. Like nobody was really stopping for any reason, no rhyme or logic. And well, now Process is going to be a very hard switch, Beta, as this is a map drowned in just traditions and a set way to play and what's considered good, and and all of that. It's basically the pug map.
I have a prediction. Every single mid, 2 soldiers, fast rollout on the demo man. Every time. I think it's going to happen. These teams just seem like those types. I think Loop is going to be there. I think Peter DC just demos face every time. no brakes, all gas, and then take it from there.
Do you think they're going to have that sort of Roma switch where you both Roma see each other in the skybox and they have that little kind of switch where they go like, oh, what? I could go for a skill check on the demo, but there is an air shot, and then they have to have a quick little algorithm think in their head, or what's the cooler moment?
Curving for the enemy Roma is a coward's play. I hope they don't resort to those kind of shameful acts. They should just tunnel on the demo every time. Doesn't matter if he's like protected or whatever.
What if the curve makes a nice, really like good air shot? See, this is the kind of things that enters a roamer's brain, because they're going to be hitting the similar sort of skybox. They're going to be in that same point of the point in the sky. There's a good chance that they'll probably want to, MGE this a little bit and just kind of hit each other in the skybox. Yeah. And good chance if they do, they will win the mid.
I'm just really scared that they're going to just wait out until the enemy Roma has bombed the demo man, kind of failed, and then bomb the enemy Roma for the easy follow-up kill. That would just be so disappointing to me, and it's so tempting to do. All right, let's go. I want to see this roll out. Let's go, Lupus. Don't disappoint me.
Well, so far, if you're just joining us, Beta has cast a cursed one player. Let's see if we can make it another player as we're on our second map. It's processed.
He's fast.
He is fast. He's pretty fast. He's really close, but Soki saw it a mile a coming. But Lupus has got a plan B. He managed to get out, get a health pack, get a juice box, and now they will actually lose Cole first. Cole was actually the first one to go down.
He's looking quite solid right now. Everyone's just bunched around Faust, and I think CUBISM, they just have to get out of here. Otherwise, I think Ski is just not long for this world. And yeah, they are smartly going to retreat back to choke here, maybe even farther out, and wait for their demo man to come back before they do anything. Soldier's in the skybox. Feasty's in. He's in deep. Just immediately gets taken down. Pijaga has to run behind lines, though. It's going to be very annoying to deal with it. Ski is only on half health. So things are still up in the air. Things can happen. Split shot versus Pijaga. Flank scout fight. Is it going to happen? Oh, it's a double.
Peter's jumping in while they're dealing with 3 players to deal with 1 player. So Ski launched up into the air. Storm has him in his crosshairs and will get the drop. Mission accomplished. It's time to run to mid.
They sacrificed 3 players to do that. And yeah, Faust is in way too deep here. It's going to pop on the demo man and a soldier. It's very difficult to get kills. Feasty going down as well. It's just going to be a retreat Uber. It's going to be a small advantage here, just slightly better Uber percentage, slightly better heal, slightly better positioning, but they lose the midpoint for it. What? So unless they do something immediately, a bit of a bad situation.
Okay, well, maybe we're just graced by some nice little hacks over on our casters and production crew, but to me it looked like there was an ample opportunity for the compound to go back in there. There was no heals immediately turning up. The medic has to roll out too, Beta. Fun fact. And well, they just didn't choose to do that over on the compound. They just took their heals and they just sat them and plonked them on second.
Yeah, they definitely had an opportunity. I was thinking the same thing, and I did see them peak a little bit, but I think the man advantage was just a little bit too scary for them to fully commit. So they decided to slow it down. And I feel like, yes, we've done it, TurboTap. We've entered the first stalemate of this entire match.
I didn't realize these two teams were possible to have a stalemate. They're actually predicting Feasty's having a kind of guesstimate as a roamer to see when these teams are about to jump in. It wasn't them, though, so the sky jump won't work out. It's Peter's turn. And he will get a kill onto Lakey for his troubles, and not quite the kill onto a demo man or medic that he was hoping for, but will throw his life away at just the chance of just making something happen here in a stalemate.
You take the same kill on the scout there, no problem. It's a good result, but I do like that they're just taking turns doing the skybox jump and syncing up on the choke or the doorway. It makes it so annoying to go through. The only bad thing is that if if they decide to buff up Def and Lupus at the same time and they jump in, maybe you're just not in a position to stop it because you're like in the middle of doing this big fancy jump. So yeah, gotta be careful. Can't overdo things. It's also very important that they keep eyes on the lower lobby there. Another skybox jump here from Peter. This time around, no one's coming out that door. Actually gonna eat a big sticky and have to retreat here. And this will actually be a pretty good opportunity. Pijak is behind lines, by the way. He's on mid. I don't know, he just ran in. Oh, what a rocket there, though, from Lupus. Gonna pretty much shut down Pijaka's chances of getting anything accomplished.
Yeah, they throw in 3 players. Cole did not get the memo. He's in a different mumble and will go down. And without a demo man, that is a ample opportunity for them to push in. They do have to push into the Lakey sniper, so that's annoying. But I think they should definitely take it here.
Big brain bait play. Sack your demo man.
Lupus?
Oh, never mind. Speaking of sacks, Lupus just disappeared there. He's gone. But yeah, if you just throw away your demo man, they will push into your sniper and you get an easy pick. Alright, that works out. They actually managed to somehow walk through the tightest of chokes into mid without popping. And even getting a kill, getting the demo man to die. I don't understand. That's kind of impressive that they managed to do that.
Yeah, and yeah, they hold on to this Uber charge. I was kind of holding my breath a little bit, thinking that this sniper was going to drop poor Faust, but it works out. They push and they pop in Uber. I kind of like this. If they keep everybody well and truly alive over on the compound, they find the kill on Lupus. Faust, what direction are you going in, Faust? Like, usually you want to go side with your teammates on, not the enemy last.
The flank medic play is not successful this time around, but I'll be keeping a keen eye on it for some deep strategical insights. As Schmidt's gonna lead the chart right now, just pushing everyone back. No fear in that man's eyes. Gonna enable his team to just cap out mid, pretty much without any...
Oh my god, they're coming back in. Now they decide to come back in. Well, they've got them the element of surprise has worked out, and they get the kill against Ski as well. They just need to blob up here, protect Faust, and just kind of plot around him. But they have got some bad actors hiding behind, or actually backing out from behind. Schmidt sort of sees everybody and backs out, and it does waste some time over against the compound when they could be using this to kind of clean up these kills on mid.
Indeed. It's 2 players down. Skeet just spawned now. It's gonna roll out to mid with the demo man, but everyone else is just playing without heals. We have Def in the corner.
It doesn't quite find. Yeah.
Got hit enough there that he lost all momentum and died. And Cool doesn't get out in time. I think he was trying to help, but at the end of the day, he ends up just being an easy pick as Peter DC will go down. That's going to equalize it a little bit. Probably enable them to put up a fight here on second, but the Uber advantage is just crushing right now. As Faust being able to run around with no stickies on the ground anywhere, with a 50% Uber ad, it feels very comfortable. And they're just going to go right on to second. They can actually go into last with a tiny Uber ad. Probably not enough to actually get it to work, but you might be able to go to a door, but like he is sniping.
Alright, so we have a level 2 sentry gun on the fort, and a teleporter. Let's not forget the teleporter, as we have got a sniper kind of on to boot for this last hold. Both teams rocking even Ubers around about now, so it's the ball's in the court for the compound to make a play. And I don't see any sort of off classes happening, despite Peter dying earlier, so they're just going to go for cookie cutter, but they are going to struggle, I think, against this sniper sentry combo. And oh, he jumps in whilst the sentry gun was being upgraded there. He makes the perfect timing to go for the jump in, but they get 3 kills here. Can you call this a force? I think it's just a good Uber now.
Yeah, pretty much. Lupus is on the flank, though. It looks like he might be an easy pick here for them. He does so much damage, though. Okay, they do eventually end up picking up off Lupus there without dying. But yeah, quite the momentum killer coming out from him. But you can kind of see, like, Cool is all the way back. He just put up his stickies and retreated, and now everyone's just waiting. Look at that. They're so slow to come in here on the compound, but eventually they are going to make it in. They're actually going to just bypass the point, go straight forward, trying to see if they can catch out anyone. And yeah, here we go. Last Uber comes in. They managed to take down Ski. That's a big pick. They can't put pressure on the point just yet. Okay, now second gets capped out.
Lupus picked the wrong door. Behind door number 1 was actually a soldier number 1 as he will go down. But they're holding on to the point. Objective gaming here from Cubism, and they just keep it simple. If you won't push our point, we won't push you.
It's an eye for an eye. But Faust is still left with a tiny advantage here. He could dot push if they just manage to stabilize, get the players back, get them good heals.
Cole is so low. Cole needs a medic. Medic! Oh my god, he's got 2 HP. The man has a wing and a prayer keeping him together.
Yeah, Cole has definitely been overextending quite a lot throughout this match. He is very aggressive. He wants to help his teammates, but he very often just ends up on an island on his own and gets picked off. Uber, or the dot post does come in here to tabs.
Yeah, they go straight in, but they're not finding initial kills, and the sentry gun hasn't been cleaned up at all to start. Now it finally goes down, but the no fun gun is here. Heavy weapons guy is back up, and they just need to defend the point and defend these initial jumpers. But Storm comes in from the flank of last point, believe it or not, and gets the kill onto the heavy weapons guy. They scramble their soldiers onto the last to keep that point from being capped, but nay, it will go towards the compound.
I really like that he just kept track of Ubers and pushed on a tiny advantage. You kind of see it coming from a mile away, but it takes really good execution to do it properly. They ended up having like 50% Uber, by the way. They started out at like 25. So some really good Uber building here. All right, Lupus, do it again. Go to the enemy demo, man.
I think Cubism are struggling from the shiny things. The shiny things seem to be distracting them just ever so slightly, whether the shiny thing is the point or the shiny thing is a kill. That kind of goes way behind. And, oh, Cole getting the shiny thing against Peter. Doesn't have a chance to get the health back. And my goodness, are we trying to back out quickly over on the compound. They do lose Pajaka over at
Fetus in the skybox. Big bombing. He actually gets a really nice sink that doesn't quite get the damage. He was about 20 damage shy of killing a medic there. But yeah, it was pretty funny. Pijaka, he was really trying to back out there, but he just walked into a wall. He missed the door. He was running backwards. It happens. He got taken down. You can see Cool. He wants to go for the dot push, but they're too early. The Uber isn't ready yet. This is a disaster. Now Ski is not building anymore. He just needs to link up with this scout. And they're just going to end up retreating out of choke. They were having so much momentum, and it just all died there because they were too aggressive too quickly.
Yeah, Cole has really got his speedy boots on. Seems to be running away from his medic quite a lot in all these scenarios. Ski, we've popped off Uber. We're going in the face of Storm, but not really shooting in the face of Storm, as we're going to see if we can inch our way out. Lupus wants to strike while the iron is supremely cold, and will go down for it.
Yeah, this is a cold fusion. Cool is behind. He's going for the back cap. Okay, that's
okay. He's got a couple of stickies on the point. This could work out. He's got the pain train as well, so he's a pseudo scout. Will get cleaned up, but delays some kind of pressure away from compound on top of Cubism.
Yeah, 4 or 5 players actually did go back.
Oh my god, Lupus, he's back and behind. Psych, it's actually a second back cap as he goes for another pain train play. And this is annoying for about 20 seconds.
Please, I just want to cap mid. Please, they keep saying, but they're just not being allowed to. And it's going to be another...
Oh no, we dropped Soki.
Yeah, that's a second retreat. You go back to last here for sure. And just try to hold these doors. As Dev actually hit some really nice rockets onto Peter DC here, but it's actually the main show is Cool going in here. Good God.
What analysis am I supposed to give to that? This man just walks in like he's bulletproof. And yeah, there is a bulletproof mechanic in the game, but you haven't got it yet, Cole.
Yeah, he was Ubered in his mind, for sure.
He must have, like, his HUD must be broken or something. He must think, wow, Uber charge really lasts for a long time, and it just keeps going for 50 minutes at this point.
He was definitely, like, looking for his scout to jump on the point, because he was just sticking the point. He was just getting too close to it, and so he ended up being the front man the most far forward of his entire team and got picked off here. Luckily for him, it's a pretty even situation right now, and his team is actually holding mid. So we get another. Okay, he's in deep. Okay, I'm scared, man. He's gonna get synced so hard.
Well, Peter goes for the little sink jump, doesn't work out, will get picked off, and they actually got a lot of good damage, and they're in the death corner, and now they have to back out here over on the compound. I don't necessarily blame them there. I think the sink jump like that feels very all-in-y on a timing, and if you're sort of just not feeling it, it doesn't work out. Cole, he has an Uber charge! He can't die at his health at this point, but they will use the Uber.
He died!
Oh my god, he did die as well. I looked and turned away the camera for 1 second. I was like, there's no way this man can die. We're just unnecessarily rushing things. Like, maybe losing fact that Faust did have overcharge during all that. And yeah, there were a couple of players down, but during that overcharge, you are definitely not capping, and they are definitely going to get those dead players back.
Yeah, and then he saved when his medic sagged, and he ended up on different sides of the point and trying to retreat. And anyway, that it didn't end up well here. See Peter, I think he's gonna go for another bomb here. Yeah, actually the double soldier bomb into choke kind of looked beautiful. They're in fully sync right now, Feasty and Peter DC. Nothing happened, but it did look kind of cool. Like he's back on sniper, and I'm not sure if he's been spotted yet.
Well, he's been rocking sniper for most of the games. They could probably make the healthy assumption that they're using the sniper class. They throw in Peter, kind of dissuade the sniper from keep peeking, but he is still peeking, and he will peek himself.
Oh, he's getting a
kill onto the soldier. Faust is in an awkward spot, gets spammed down a little bit, might be calling his troops to get... Oh, the crossbow from downtown! Boom shakalaka! That man is dead! And, well, maybe even this round is dead, as now they have 100% Uber charge. The sniper might even get a piece of that action at this point of the game. Feasty will get his revenge kill onto him, but that's ×4 on the cap. And Cole survives, and Cole gets the round.
I'm not even sure he got to use his Uber there. And when you say the sniper gets a piece of the pie, I assume you talked about Ski as well, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just want Cole to just feel a bit nicer about things. He's been going through the rough of it, bless him.
Yeah, 14 minutes remaining. It's even 1-1. Lupus is about to just all in on the demo man once again. Let's go. This is a great game.
All right. What are we skill checking today? Lupus is like, oh heavens, look at the time. It's time for the regular sort of jump across on the roamer. And he will actually find a kill onto Peter instead because he curves Peter.
Yeah, he went for the demo man. He shot the first rocket at the demo man. I'll allow it. I'm not mad. But they are not done yet. They're just going to keep on going. Lupus is coming in on the flank as well. So the position is fully compromised right now. And Zipijaka is very much in trouble, certainly in the storm. Basically, whoever crosses in front of that rock is just taking so much damage. And Peter DC is going to be the first one to feel the wrath here of these scouts, and now Luke is about to jump up. They're going to have to retreat out of here. Soki does manage to get out.
My analysis there of that second was I think shame was what pushed out Compound. I don't think they did anything. I think they just did a cool little couple of jumps to nowhere. Storm, nice little kind of banny bind out to keep himself alive. They pop off the Uber to defend this last point, and they will usher out and rotate away over on Cubism. They're hanging about in the lobby. They could make this push out again once they get all buffed up and just kind of ransack the first player. Oh goodness, Beastie will get the ransack against Lakey instead. And they will back out with only minuscule health. Ski will go down.
Bijaka gets him. Just barely.
Oh, he gets the kill against Lupus as well. He's on second. He's going to clean up Death as well. See you in the beta frag video.
He's just doing so much work right now. Even going to manage to cap it out. And we have the double off class. We have a spy and a sniper. Sniper's in spawn. Spy sitting much farther forward, just waiting in this lobby or sewer area.
Okay, so Schmitzart is probably using his definitely audio analysis to realize that the medic is nearby. He's like,
oh
gets a stab onto the medic. Faust could smell him, but he couldn't see him, and he gets the kill. I'm surprised he didn't hear them there as well, because he directly uncloaked behind him, Uncle Topia style, and still got the stab.
Like he almost just ruined it for him by getting a headshot, so that made them retreat. that made the spy be kind of almost out of position. It ended up working out anyway. So both off classes worked. It's pretty rare. Usually one of them might do something, but almost never both.
Oh goodness! Like he is kind of pointing to his watch there, saying, "Come on, we need to push. Let me deal with that scout. Let's push."
Doesn't have all day. He's gonna move forward, see if he can get the shot here on the demo man. He's actually getting a lot of really nice looks here.
A lot of good cap time, healthy cap time, and Schmidtstart getting some good damage in following on. Cole dies, but that's the center square of any bingo card, or given for free. They should keep making this push in. They've got the numbers on their side. They've got the damage on their side. They just need to stand on the point. What are you scared of? You have health. You can jump on it. They're doing it. They're believing. They're clicking on the ground. One more for the road, and they will get it here, Peter, eventually.
Eventually, the gimmicks were too strong. The momentum that it created eventually ends up getting them another round. We have 10 minutes left of this madness to go, Turbo Dabs. It's almost impossible to predict what's going to happen, although like a headshot seems pretty likely, and also Luke is going to all in on the demo man.
Yeah, it's kind of slipping through the fingers of the compound. I feel like they had a stronger showing at the first half of this map, and a bit of curved roamers happening. Lupus will keep himself alive, and Feasty is actually the first one to go down, and they're just blobbing up and finding the kills just that bit nicer over on Cubism. They just have a better sort of synchro fire, I think, compared to the compound.
Peter DC goes for another sync bomb, completely predicted there. And also, very deservedly that Feasty died on that mid. He did not go for the demo man at all. He just curved into the roamer. That's such coward's play. And he got taken down, trying to retreat.
You're really going to use this entire game to make this point, aren't you? Oh, Cole has jumped in with Lakey. They have an Uber charge. They are winning right now, but it doesn't look like it when they just make plays like that. I don't know what possessed them.
Uber advantage, barely Uber. Yeah. It's, alright, they're going to go for the Uber exchange.
Faust is on his own, and will have to use the Uber charge, and Schmidtstart's going to hang out anyway. I feel like they're playing like they have 30 seconds left on the clock, but I checked the clock. There's 9 minutes left in the game, Peter.
Yeah, it looks very odd. Can't even deny any of that. It's very messy, and we're going to get another big push in here. I think it's going to be another one of those shames going to get them out situations. Is sorted behind. Oh, tried to retreat. It was actually gets a really nice damage onto Storm here.
Oh my god, no one's going to click on Lupus. Where are my scouts? Where are they?
Somehow he lived. He should not be alive right now. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. How many times am I going to see this stupid bomb at choke, this high bomb at choke, and it's actually having impact still, even though I've seen it 50 times in the game. They're still going to fall for the 51st over on Cubism. We pop off Uber, but Faust is milking it for all it's worth. Even gets the health back away from the enemy team. Nom nom nom. And Ski probably gonna, maybe not gonna go down. Gets the health back and will get body blocked and will manage to keep himself alive over on Cubism, and their hopes and dreams come back into it. Faust pulling out the crossbow. His team not really finding some good damage in comparison during all of that solo Ubering.
Oh, Feasty gets Ski though. That's a huge pick. Now it's all open. Just theirs for the taking. It's just cleaned up time. If Faust can stay alive and they just get all these kills, nice and easy.
Okay, we've teleported back into Bagel. What on earth is going on? Everyone is having separate fights.
No, Death gets him with the stick.
This is insane. Like this entire exchange for the past minute has been insane. I don't know what, like, some people were going for back caps in different sort of areas. And just, oh god, I don't even begin to where that breaks down. I think both teams struggled with one soldier at the very beginning as well. It was also alien, but when the dust settles, they still have second, even though they've lost Faust, and they have an Uber advantage over on, I forgot their name now, I'm that stunned, CUBISM.
CUBISM. And
yeah.
The thing is, it's going to be very difficult for them to actually push out, because they have a sniper, a spy, and a heavy, and an engineer. It's just, they have all the off-classes. You don't push like this. I think they just looked at the time, looked at the score, and said, "Yep, we're not pushing anymore. You have to win it. You have to earn it for yourself."
So this is going to be an awkward little couple of seconds here, about 16 seconds until we get to a full Uber charge. So, Peter, how are you doing?
I don't know. That's kind of a personal question.
All right. Okay. Fine. I'll stop asking personal questions.
Okay. Are they gonna do anything?
There we go. We got Uber charge now. It's fine. It's fine. We can continue with our programming. Faust, let it rip.
They're
Any
gonna go
minute now,
into
Faust.
one. It looks like Storm's gonna try and see if he can bust into it. He's up on the bunker already. So he's pulling them apart here as everyone else comes in through two. And Lubus might just crater down. Yep, there we go. Dispenser down. That's the main pick. Now they just need the secondary healer to go down as well. And this last push is going well. Oh my god, look at this. They're just pulling them apart. This bunker play is just...
They've had to use Uber
so
first. They still haven't used Uber. They're banking. They're already moving in. They're setting up furniture in the blue base. And they have the Uber charge. Peter's going to get a 2009 Uber. And we'll get a nice pocket Uber. The rest of the rats come in to feast. Lupus has come back from the grave. He was the first one to die during this push. There's still a heavy weapons guy. He's not being addressed at all. Storm finally deals with him. Death has got no rocket set up. In the longest last push of my life, we have a round on the board for the compound in this tie.
I really love how they waited forever for that Uber to come in and build that, and then they just overpowered them without even using Uber. It's kind of incredible how much they outplayed them up in that bunker. Storm made his way in there, didn't get contested, and then eventually a soldier got in there as well. And then stuff happened, and Faust was up in there as well. Well, just craziness. We have another mid. Lucas didn't quite all in on the demo man, but everyone's just playing a little bit more calculated this time.
Yeah, the soldier sort of bombs coming out for compound did not work out at all. All they've done is rotated sides, and now they have no exit avenue. They've really betrayed what's been kind of salvaging their rounds over on their team. Faust even hits the button. He doesn't want to be a part of this anymore, and will go back to the respawn queue just to be a bit more timely about it.
Peter DC about to come flying in like a missile.
Is he? He's
like
in this missile is in. He is a missile. He's in Cuba. He's in a different part of the zone. He's not at last. Where is my missile?
I'll be honest. I was watching Peter DC the entire time. He was gonna make a play, man.
I literally zoomed my camera all the way to Peter DC, and I joined him in this mad panic rush to get to last, and saw the HUD updating me. That was the most miserable missile I've ever seen, Peter.
Yeah, CUBISM, they're going to be ahead once again. They won map 1. They're about to win map 2, it looks like. As we have another mid. Lucas is actually going to go behind lines this time, but there's a soldier waiting for him. So he's going to have to find another slant, get another plan going.
Alright, we're actually going to go for the plan once more over on the compound. They really want to just do this rotational sort of mid, I guess, deny any sort of back out. They're feeding them though, they're actually giving in 3 kills and ground. Oh, Feisty brought down really low. They're not finding any sort of thing. The Schmidt shot is the easy target here, but they're not following up on it. Lakey maybe overextending. Soki taking things into his own matter.
Oh, he gets the medic somehow.
Faust. And now Ski just needs to survive, but they all make it so easy for them to knock down the pins when they're trying to obviously go for the medic killer over against Ski. Ski is not made of iron though. Will actually use the Uber charge just to play safe rather than sorry.
only slight good thing here is that Peter DC has survived, and he's about to come in like a missile.
Not the fucking missile. He's in. He doesn't hit anything, sadly. But on the bright side, though, he has actually died. He's made impact by, sight. Lupus is trying to go for the back cap as a single YOLO soldier. What time is it? It's 1 minute left.
It's critical time is what it is. It's a crits on Faust, holding last.
Oh, Pajaka doesn't really quite keep himself alive. There's a ×2 cap. Schmidt shot shoots down the hopes and dreams of the compound. It's a sad guitar taunt coming out from Soki. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, you have to push out there at the compound. I don't even blame them. It's just one scout made it past. It really goes to show how powerful it is to go for those backup plays, because in a lot of ways it was also Lupus that won that round. Because he got the initial cap off, and then when the scout come in, it's just too late.
Oh, goodness gracious. We have 30 seconds to process what has happened on this process map. And Peter, there was a lot to talk about, because these teams were just kind of grinding away. I don't think there was many. I say that. I feel like I've seen the same jumps, the same plays, but they were like put on repeat, or the timeline just kept getting rewound back, and they tried it at different time, but yet so much happened. It was such a confusing game. I couldn't write this down in a report if I tried, and well, there we go. Monologue over. 4-2 is the score. CUBISM will take away the full ETF2L points, Peter.
6 points. Honestly, kind of surprised. I was expecting the compound to be slightly better. And there you go. That's how much I know. CUBISM, they definitely look stronger on Bagel, no doubt about it. They took that one 3-0, but this was a pretty close second map on process. But they just managed to. I feel like they just got slightly more big plays, right?
Yes,
like
I
just
agree.
Barely like getting a medic, or Lupus just barely getting a medic. Off classes working out, snipers, spies. It got pretty chaotic, and they do seem to thrive in that environment, CUBISM. So well deserved win there, 4-2.
All right.
Back cap there.
I'm looking at the logs. There's only one stat I'm interested in. I want to see who's got more deaths. Is it Peter or is it Cull? Take your bets, chat. I'm going to go with Cull. Oh my goodness, it's actually Peter. The missile seems to be striking out against the invincible here. And, well, what are some positives we can say here, Peter? What's something that you really liked out of that game? Let's counteract my negative energy right now.
I think both medics actually did a pretty admirable job of staying alive. It was a pretty chaotic game, and both medics have pretty few deaths. So I think, if nothing else, that's a pretty good achievement to come out of that. Like, there was a bunch of times where I thought like Faust did a really good job of staying alive, and he died more than Ski did. So yeah, I think that's a good takeaway. But Sniper definitely also just worked.
Yes, it did. I get the impression that these are, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but these are some Highlander players? Question mark on CUBISM?
Yeah.
I think they are. I think I recognize some of these names. Forgive me, Highlander players. I don't really devil or delve that much into your gameplay, but it was very entertaining. They looked very confident on these little off classes. And I think the overall read and plays and decisions were stronger on the compound, but I think maybe a bit too much respect over on the compound as well. Like it was like there was some moments where they were certainly the right decision to make, but then other times it was more like, let's just play super safe. But those super safe moments would just kind of keep them bellowed in at last.
Yeah, it's sometimes you need to really push, and other times you need to play it safe. It's not an easy call, I think.
All right, Beta. That was only our second game of the season so far. It's been absolutely heavily packed of just chaos and really wonder TF2. Maybe top tier is the way to go. Die Prem die, long live the top.
Yeah, and long live Twiku, who did Fantasy TF2 for this season of ETF2L. Go to the fantasy.tf2.spot website, make your fantasy team. You can win absolutely no prizes, but bragging rights are definitely up for grabs, and it's fun. So do that, and maybe put Soki on your team, because he just played twice in 1 week. He gets twice the points.
Wow, is that how that works? What the? I think you're going to see a lot of mercs coming out, panning out their stats. It's going to be like the stock market.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
All right, Beta. We've got one more game for you on the Sunday, so if you want to keep your eyes peeled for that game and maybe invest your fantasy points wisely because of that. Otherwise, I've been Tabs. With me has been Beta on the co-cast. Samus has been providing the production as well. And obviously, thank you to our two teams, the Compound and Cubism, for our game tonight. We'll see you more in the future. Bye-bye now.